Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing great myself. Alrighty, so in this lesson, I'm very quickly gonna teach you how to read and interpret chord diagrams and scale diagrams, right? It's very important for you to know these things because we're gonna be using them a lot to learn and teach you how to play your guitar, right? So let's dive right into it, right? Um, Let me do this. Alrighty. So what you're seeing here is the C chord, the C major chord. You see there it says C major chord. And there's all of these elements in this picture, okay? So first things first, so how this works is we have this diagram and then it has this numbers and then we have that solid black line over there and then we have this hollow circles and then we have that X. They all mean something, right? So first of all, these vertical lines that you're seeing here represent the strings. So this is the low E, the A, the D, the G, the B, and the high E, right? So this chord diagram is placed vertically, right? This could be here, it could be sideways. A great example of that would be, let me very quickly do this. So you see over here, it's facing that way. So say if you have your guitar on your lap, so this thing would be towards your left hand, and then this will be the low E string, the A, the D, the G, the B, and the high E, right? So it looks upside down, but it's not. Anyways, let's get back to the initial picture, right? So how you read this thing is as follows. So you see here we have the circle that has a 3 inside, and then we have that one that has a 2, and then that one that has a 3, rather a 1. And what these numbers mean is that you need to use the third finger to press here, the string on this fret, and you need to use the second finger to press that one, and then the first, right? And then these ones where you have the circles without numbers inside means you gotta play these strings open, right? So you gotta play them without pressing on them. So the question then follows: which one is the third, the second, and the first finger, right? So this is how it works. So this is a diagram of the numbering that's used in the nomenclature, right? The numbering system for the fingers, right? So your pointer finger is the 1, your middle finger is the 2, your third finger is the 3, and then your pinky is the 4th, and then that's just the thumb, right? So every time you see 1, 2, 3, 4, think of these fingers, okay? So as you saw in that picture, so you're gonna place your, let me go back. So you're gonna place your ring finger over here, and then you're gonna place your middle finger over here, and then you're gonna place your first finger, your pointer finger over here, and then you're gonna play. And then what this X means is that you need to make sure no sound comes from the string. You've got to mute it, okay? Mute it. And then over here you see how it says C, E, G, C, E, right? So it's telling you the names of the notes that you are fretting, that you are pressing here. So here you'll be pressing the C note, here you'll be pressing the E note. This one is an open G string, and then over here we have another C note, so they're repeating octaves, and then we have a high E over there, right? So that's pretty much how it works. And then this represents the nut of your guitar, right? The beginning. So that white, I have a picture here. It represents that white plastic or bone just at the beginning of your guitar neck, okay? And then I just have I have a bunch of chords lined up. So this is the A. You pretty much get the picture, right? So you're gonna place your first finger here, your pointer finger, and then your middle finger, and then your ring finger over there. Then you play these ones open, okay? And then that's pretty much it regarding these things. And then just before, and then we have this, right? And then we have this kind of chord, right? So look at that. You have a one long solid line representing the pointer finger, the first finger, and you have the other two. So you're gonna place your first finger here, and then you're gonna place your ring finger there, and then you're gonna place your middle finger there and play those notes and make sure the low E string doesn't ring. So how would you place your finger there like that, right? This is how you do it. Look at that. This is called a bar chord or a bear chord. It's spelled B-A-R-R-E, right? So you place your entire finger across the strings, and then you fret them all. You press them all, and then you place the other fingers. For that chord that you're seeing there, you pretty much you would remove which finger would you remove? Also, you wouldn't place that one there. You just place this one a little bit lower. So this is called a bear chord, right? And you see here, he's also pressing the low E string, but in the diagram that we're looking at, he shouldn't be pressing here. So this finger should have just been up to there, and then perhaps the tip touching that string to ensure that it doesn't ring, okay? It doesn't make a sound. So that's pretty much what bear or bar chords are. So these other chords, these kind of chords are called open chords, right? So you can play them without having to bar anything. A good example of that would be the G chord. Look at how it looks, right? So there's no barring. And again, so the bar chord is almost as if it represents the nut, okay? So it's kind of like you can move the nut along, and it gives you what we call movable shapes, but we're going to get into that in other lessons, okay? So that's pretty much how that works, how the whole thing works, right? And then lastly, just before we go, we have these things, right? So these are called scale diagrams, right? So as you see here, this scale diagram is lying horizontally, right? So the nut is on this side. It's much closer to how it would look like when you're looking over your guitar. So this is your nut, your first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, fifth fret, sixth fret, seventh fret, okay? And these are the fret wires, and then these are the strings: low E, A, D, G, B, A, okay? And then these that you see here, these are called fret inlays, okay? So I could do something like off. You see, when they're off, you can't see them, but when I go on, so you see the third inlay, the fifth, and the seventh. They just help with knowing the position of whatever it is that you're playing, okay? So these ones, as you can see, I have the note names in there. So I don't necessarily have the fingers, the fingering that you need to use for this, right? But it pretty much means press these notes like this. And as you can see, there's this kind of shape that happens. These two notes, and then there's three, and then there's another three there. But with this three, these two are close to each other like that, and then those two are close to each other like that. So pay attention to that. This shape also, it helps in the long run. So you gotta start seeing shapes. So there are other scales. For other scales, I could put you as shapes, which you're gonna learn. They're all important, okay? So that's pretty much, so something like this is called a scale diagram, right? And the other ones that we're looking at are called chord diagrams. So this is when you just play your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, so yes, that's pretty much it. I hope you've understood and you understand what's been communicated in this lesson, and I hope that it will come in very handy. So yes, that's pretty much it for this lesson, and I shall see you in the next lesson. Take care, enjoy practicing and learning. Bye.